To mix Cool2Cast, you need zip-top bags, measuring cups, room temperature or lukewarm water. You want to lay your molds out on a work surface that is level. The first step is to measure your Cool2Cast into the zip bag. And I like to mix in smaller batches, so I'm using a half a cup of Cool2Cast, and you just level it out. Don't pack the Cool2Cast into your measuring cup. Just shake it to level it out. Place it into your zip bag, and a quarter cup of water. The measurements are 2 parts Cool2Cast to 1 part water. I squeeze out some of the excess air and make sure that that zip is completely closed, and hold on to it and support the bag in your other hand and shake for a minute. When Cool2Cast is completely mixed, it has the consistency of a thin pancake batter. You can use candy molds, resin molds, silicone molds, anything that is flexible, polymer clay molds. You can even use plastic packaging. You can use the corner of your zip bag as the pouring spout. Just snip off a small corner and press out the extra air. And I hold the extra Cool2Cast in one hand so that I can regulate by pinching at the spout. And you begin pouring into your mold. When you have all of your molds filled, just give it a tap on the side. That helps to level the Cool2Cast, and it brings the bubbles up to the surface. Those bubbles will dissipate on their own after a few minutes, and you just want to come back and tap in a few minutes. And you want to use all of the Cool2Cast that you've mixed up. You cannot save it, so be sure and have extra molds so that you can pour into those molds any extra Cool2Cast that you have. You will notice that it starts to thicken in about 10 minutes, and you want to leave it in your mold for about 1 hour. At that point, then you can unmold it. I have filled all of these molds with this batch of Cool2Cast, and I'm going to tap again to release bubbles. On the silicone molds, you may get pock marks as the bubbles burst, so tap on the side to release those. And then you let these set undisturbed for an hour. Now that these pieces have been sitting in the molds for about an hour, they are hard to the touch and they are ready to pop out. Just turn them over and gently push. They are still moist to the touch, but they are firm, and I do have another video that shows you how to finish off the edges. I have other videos that show you how to color and stamp and decorate. These pop right out of that silicone mold. And that is how easy it is to mix and pour Cool2Cast into molds.